What's up, guys? This is the Vinyl Casket. I am Nick. This is the home to the lamest taste, and we're doing something a little bit different today. Before I get into that, based on the title, you already probably know. Um, Please check out my Twitch and where you're watching this now on YouTube at the Vinyl Casket and Vinyl Casket. Please subscribe, follow, like, comment. Check out my Instagrams at Vinyl Casket and Vinyl Casket Comics. Really appreciate it. So um I'm going to be doing an album review, and obviously I recently started doing it. This is going to be my third album review. I'm kind of like trying to figure out what I want to review because I listen to a lot of different genres and a lot of stuff. uh if you don't know, my Vinyl Casket Instagram is my record collection. I have a lot of stuff I have to put on there that's newer that I've recently got, but there's a lot of stuff on there to kind of see my very wide taste. Because basically, if you were to judge it based off the shirts I wear and the every time I die poster and the flag in the background, you'd think I would exclusively listen to hardcore and metalcore. But you should definitely check that out. And we're gonna do something that I think is gonna be a little bit, I don't know. It just came out. It's probably gonna get mixed taste, mixed views. I know I'm not a big YouTuber or Twitch streamer at all, and it's probably gonna get no views. But I wanted to put my 2 cents in, and I wanted to do a review of Machine Gun Kelly's new album, Mainstream Sellout, which was released this past Friday, March 25th, 2022. I listened to it extensively. I've probably done start to finish listens probably 10 times already now. I've gone through the album. I've listened to it by myself pretty much every way I could have, through my speakers, through my car, in my headphones, on the train, in the car, laying down. I've really wanted to analyze this for a lot of reasons. Basically because obviously this is his second album venturing into the realm of pop punk. Machine Gun Kelly, MGK, Colson Baker is his real name. He is started out as a rapper, right? Most people know him that. I remember in high school listening to Lace Up, like the whole album, like religiously. I was a huge fan of that, but I grew up listening to pop punk and metalcore and eventually hardcore and modern day pop punk. But I always listened to a little bit of rap, and I definitely listened to him. I listened to him for the same reasons I listened to people like Tyler the Creator. They were people that made rap music that I wasn't really a fan of rap music in the mainstream, but they were clearly influenced visually and whatever by skateboard culture, by punk culture, by rock and metal culture. Just the way they dressed, their outfits, the things they did, the people that they hung out with, the music that they cited as inspirational to them. I remember listening to MGK and eventually seeing, the Anarchy tattoo with the brick wall and the horse mural on his back and the Red Hot Chili Peppers logo on his elbow, and I was really into it. A little bit of context, because I know people were saying, "Oh, this is terrible," blah blah blah. Building into this album, I know, like, I should be just talking about this album, but I feel like it's necessary to talk about very quickly what led to this album and a lot of the controversy. And I'm gonna probably criticize, be like, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about." He's been involving Machine Gun Kelly, guitar and instrumental drums and stuff in his music for a while now, probably since around, if not before, General Mission. It was super prevalent, especially with the new singing aspect that he kind of incorporated in on Hotel Diablo, and that's when it really pushed. Like, people say, "Oh, the Eminem thing." I'm not talking about the Eminem thing. I'm not talking about his personal stuff and the allegations surrounding him. I'm looking directly at, the things that he did that led into this genre of music and his music itself, and that's really it. He could be whatever kind of person he wants. That's not really my concern. I listen to music. I talk about music. I love music. But feel like, oh, whatever. He was on Warped Tour back in the day when he was just doing rap. He's had drummers and guitarists and producers doing all this stuff for a while now. He was featured on that song on Feel by Sleeping with Sirens back in like 2011. He was part of a group of friends called the Rat Pack, which included Ryan Sheckler, the Curls from Hollywood and Dead, which is like a rock rap hybrid group, and Austin Carlisle, the original screamer of Attack Attack and of Mice Men, two huge metalcore bands. And he's been friends with Mod Sun, how would I describe his music? He was like psychedelic rap for a while, but now he's doing pop punk. He was criticized too. But the thing is, he's been friends with Mod Sun for a long time. And Mod Sun was originally the drummer of Four Letter Lie, which the guitarist of Four Letter Lie became the guitarist of A Day to Remember. And Mod Sun was also the live drummer for like the last couple of tours of Scary Kids Scaring Kids. So he's been involved in the scene for years. So being friends with him, hanging out, Machine Gun Kelly's obviously now really close with Travis Barker, who's been just touching everything, taking all these emo rappers, SoundCloud guys, and creating music with them that's obviously going to be inspired by that Blink-182 sound that he's so known for. But yeah, that's kind of like, I've always felt this coming, especially since Hotel Diablo. Like, the singing stuff. He also did that weird remix cover of Swing Life Away a long time ago. He's been friends with all these guys and done these features and stuff. And the same way how Tyler's always, a lot of people still don't even know that Tyler did those features on Trash Talk, which is like a California hardcore thrash band. Like, it's just these guys are so involved in this multicultural music scene that, I saw this coming, and I really like Tickets to Your Downfall. So now just talking about Mainstream Sellout, straight off the bat, it's definitely didn't live up to what I was expecting from it. It's definitely not as good as Tickets to Your Downfall. I do not like the album cover. I wish that the title would have stayed Born with Horns. Especially because, this is definitely more of a less poppy and more of a, based off lyrical content and stuff, is more a little darker. So I really liked it. I did really like it. I did like it. It took me like maybe 2 listens before I was like, okay, yeah, I do like this. But it's 16 songs, 1 skit, so 15 songs, 40 minutes and 25-second runtime. Listening to it on Spotify, obviously, I hearted, liked, added to my library the songs I like, and more than half the album got added, which never happens with me. And I feel like this album also had some pretty cool features, even though there's artists that I wish he would work with that I think would have pushed this album to a higher level. Some of those artists would easily be Tyler, Little Lotus, working with singers from pop punk bands like Adam Lazar of Taking Back Sunday. If he had gotten stuff like that going, maybe Parker Cannon from The Story So Far, the original guitar, the original singer from Real Friends, stuff like that, like prevalent things that would have made people that are invested from like 2010, like the 2010s pop punk scene, which is probably everyone right now from that scene is in their like mid to late 20s, maybe still early 20s, but like that's a huge, you know, group of people right now. Then you have people in their 30s that might listen to some of that, like late 30s, probably listen to like the era before that, like the Blink, Newfound Glory, and then moving into the whole Paramore, All Time Low, you know, Taking Back Sunday. But I grew up listening to Blink and Newfound Glory and Simple Plan and Bowling for Soup, and when I was in like middle school, elementary school. You know, I discovered, I think in sixth grade, I discovered Head Automatica, which led me into the other band, which is Glassjaw, got me a little bit heavier. But then in college, I was heavily listening to the Wonder Years, uh, Major League, Man Overboard, A Loss for Words, Seaway. I remember seeing Seaway at Open for Major League, the first time ever playing New York. I don't think they even had an album out. They might have just had an EP. And no one there knew who they were. I had like looked them up right before going to the show with my friend, and it was amazing. So like I've been involved, you know. If you look at my Instagram vinyl casket, you'll see my music taste in my record collection. So I see like these features, like the getting some of that scene involved in this album would have gotten some of these people definitely on board. And you know, he kind of stuck with his friends and people that he know. The Ollie Sykes feature is pretty cool. I just don't like the song. Ollie Sykes from Bring Me the Horizon. But besides that, I'm going to talk about this. We're going to go down the track list real quick. I know this is already at 12 minutes. So, Born with Horns is the opening track. I think it should have been the title track. I think there should have been like a better like intro skit to open up the album. But I do like the track. It's not one of my favorites, but I do enjoy it. I think it's catchy. I do like the instrument. So all the instrumentals and like production is all supervised by Travis Barker. So a lot of people were complaining about that, just to complain, I think, because it's all well produced. It's all sounds really good. I know there's some things like, oh, it sounds like this. They ripped off this, whatever. Rap's been sampling and remixing and working on things that already exist for years. He's still technically, you know, he's still gonna have rap elements in his production style, in his album style, whatever. I think the production was great. Second track is God Save Me. I thought that was awesome. I think it's catchy. I really like the lyrics. I don't know, the lyrics aren't like a lot of substance throughout the album, but it's just the catchiness and how they work with the instrumentals, and I thought it was good. I do like his voice, and people say, oh, he can't sing. He doesn't have the voice for pop punk. Traditional pop punk guys shouldn't know how to sing. It comes from the Descendants like era of that led into that, where they were just yelling and like maybe harmonizing barely. Like if you listen to Man Overboard, the guy's got the whiniest voice in the world, and I love it. Third track is Maybe. That's the Ollie Sykes song. It's okay. It's nothing amazing. It's okay. I like it. It's, you know, I like Ollie's delivery definitely. I think he should have screamed a little bit more, maybe. I would have liked to hear MGK actually scream like he did on that track he did with Corpse. Drug Dealer featuring Lil Wayne. There's 2 Lil Wayne songs. This one is the weaker of the 2 in my opinion. It's okay. You know, the content, the theme of the song is nothing that I can really relate to, but it's catchy. I do like Lil Wayne's verse. You have a Wall of Fame interlude, which is Pete Davidson. That's pretty funny. It leads right into the title track, which is Mainstream Sellout, which I do like. I don't think it's amazing. It definitely doesn't feel like a great title track, but the narrative behind the song is pretty decent. Makeup Sex featuring Black Bear. Love this song. I love Black Bear. That Misery Lake EP that he put out was really good. I think these guys work together so well, and I really enjoyed it. Emo Girl featuring Willow Smith. It is. It's cringy. It's corny. But like a lot of pop punk songs that people are like, oh, emo girl, he's in his 30s. Why is he talking about emo girls? Well, Blink-182 was in their like probably their 20s when they were talking about fucking a dog. So, and I'm pretty sure, Bone for Soup made a song about using not speaking English as an excuse to get out of real life situations. And they have a whole album about using the toilet. The Descendants have a whole song yelling about eating fast food. I think like it is what it is. Like there's gonna be cringy, weird, stupid songs if you want to do pop punk. You're with Travis Barker, who's part of the Aquabats. Next is 5150, which I thought was a really catchy, well structured song. Paper Cuts, which is this is a different version than the single version. A Paper Cuts album edit. Basically, a little bit different mixing, and then there is an additional rap verse at the end that people say didn't need to be done. Thought it was great. Thought it was well executed. I really like the way he raps. People are gonna think that the shot that he took at Donda, saying that he could have made Donda a shot at Kanye West, is probably having to do with Kanye West's problems with Pete Davidson, his best friend. But I think that lyric and that inclusion on this album and this song is going to age pretty well in the next, 5, I wouldn't say 10, but in years down the road, if this song is going to play, people are going to be, oh shit, because Donda is going to be an album that's remembered. So a shot taken at Donda, especially in a well-produced pop punk kind of grungy song with a really cool rap verse at the end, is going to make sense. And it's going to live long, and it's going to age really well. Next, you have World War IV, WW4. Pretty solid. Nothing amazing. It was fast. It was the punkiest song, like hardcore punk, kind of like fast to the. I wish he would do a whole bunch of that. I would love, I know he wants to do a rap. He's going to put out a rap album next, probably. I would love to see a heavy album, a hardcore album. I would like to see, Travis really get into that Black Flag vibe with him and make some grungy stuff. That's, not as much singing as it is yelling, incorporating the rap. Would really like that. A is the second Lil Wayne song. It's a banger. It's one of my favorite songs on the album. Fake Love Don't Last, featuring Ian Dior. There's so many people I would have rather had on this track than Ian Dior, because he's already done music with Ian Dior. It isn't bad. I think Ian Dior is a little bit overrated and pretty much just average in that scene that he does. 93 Feet of Smoke would have been the person I would have put on here. Or Gucci High Waters. I think either of those guys would have done a way better job. If we're talking a couple years ago, I would put Convoke on there. Or if you wanted to stay bigger, I would have done Little Tracy or Cold Heart. Members of Goth Boy Clique would have easily brought a huge fandom into this album that would have defended for him. And it would have made that song amazing. Dying California is between that and A, is probably my favorite song. It's got the best features, obviously. It's got Gunna, it's got Young Thug, and it's got Travis Barker's son on it. Travis Barker's son, middle of the ground. It wasn't bad. It's a pretty solid performance. I enjoyed it. I love Young Thug. Punk, that came out last year, was amazing. 2021. Awesome album. I like the vibe that he has, and he delivers that same vibe on this track. Gunna, his boy, good. If you don't know, MGK and Young Thug are really close, and this was really a really good track. And then the last two songs, probably the most emotional songs on the entire album. Sid and Nancy and Twin Flames. Twin Flames is written, I'm pretty sure, about his fiance to be wife, Megan Fox, which is really well done. I like it. And Sid and Nancy was a pretty solid song. I really enjoyed how it's a backloaded album. So you start off with two tracks that are pretty solid. Born with Horns and God Save Me, while being pretty similar in structure. And then you go into the Maybe song and Drug Dealer, and then Mainstream Sellout, right? These 3 songs are pretty niche. They're geared towards, you got Willow, Wayne, and Bring Me the Horizon. So they're all directed in 3 different directions. And they're all pretty different and weird, but they're not great songs. And then you go into 5150. Oh, you don't even have the Willow song. I'm talking about Mainstream Sellout, which is the title track, which is okay. Then you have the Black Bear song, then the Willow song. Willow song is really good. Black Bear song is really good. Then you jump down. Then you go back to 5150. And after 5150, the whole album is just straight, pretty much bangers. Would I say the banger content is the same level as Tickets to Your Downfall? No. I think any song of Tickets to Your Downfall beats any song on this album. But rating-wise, I'm going to go, I don't know, I think I was doing out of 5s for the last 2. I'm going to go out of 10. I'm going to say that I'm going to give it a light, Anthony Fantano right here, a light 7. Heavy 6, light 7. But I would have given, if I was doing reviews back then, I would have given Tickets to Your Downfall a heavy 8, light 9. So I think it's still a good album. Definitely a lot of room for improvement, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily bad at all. I think the structuring of the album and the way the track list was set up, I think could have been restructured. That whole backloaded thing, I think if those songs were to have, like, spread out more, would make people like the album a lot more, and would make it a better listen, because getting through the first half of the album is kind of a chore sometimes, and then the back half is just fun. I'm constantly rewinding, and that's all I really have to say. Say what you say in the comments if anyone even watches this video, because they probably won't. I'm only uploading this up to YouTube. I wasn't doing this live, but I recorded it as if it was a live video, because that's what I do. My name's Nick. This is the Vinyl Casket, home to lamest taste. This is my personal opinion. If you're into, Travis Barker and MGK, I would check this album out. Hopefully he releases that rap album, because I would love to see that. I think he's an amazing rapper, and I think he's an amazing artist. I would also like a rock album from him soon without Travis Barker. I would like to see Rook, his personal drummer, shine a little bit more. I would really enjoy that. But yeah, check out my Instagram at Vinyl Comics. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Hit the bell here on YouTube, and check out my live streams on Twitch. Thank you guys, and remember to do me a major favor and stay lame.